Hey guys, what's going on? Faramar here. I know it's been a little while. Took a little bit of a hiatus away from YouTube and Twitch, but we're back. And I feel like for the first time in a few expansions, the feral design is actually going the way that it should be. I'll kind of lay it out there, the strengths of Wildstalker and why I've been enjoying it mostly. The thing about Wildstalker is I feel like it truly capitalizes on the nature of feral AoE. And feral AoE is still relatively new, but it's got so much synergy right now. So there's the main mechanic for Wildstalker are Bloodseeker Vines. There is a talent that goes hand in hand with this called Bursting Growth. And basically it makes it to where whenever you bite a target that has a Bloodseeker Vine that procs on them, right, it deals damage to all targets around you. Well, this might sound familiar because we also have Rampant Ferocity. Rampant Ferocity is the talent that whenever you bite your main target, every target around you that has a rip applied to it also takes damage. There's also been another change that's made Convoke a little bit more reliable. So now Convoke will actually single target your bites and your Feral Frenzy into whatever target you are looking at. Let's kind of dive into how it all works, how it all comes together. We'll start with the Wildstalker talents, and then I'll kind of talk about the key talents over on the Feral side that kind of help really support this playstyle. So first off, on the Wildstalker side, you have Bond with Nature and you have Harmonious Constitutions. So we aren't proccing instant regrowths. So hands down, Bond with Nature is the way to go here. Don't even think about Harmonious Constitution. Predatory Swiftness is gone. Well, it's not gone, but we aren't using it right now in dungeons. Next up is going to be Flower Walk and Entangling Vortex. Right now, Flower Walk kind of takes the cake with this one. Whenever you bark skin, you're going to get passive healing that affects you and allies that walk in your path. And it also will increase your movement speed by 10%. Alright, the next node. Twin Sprouts is the most optimal talent here. Implant, not a bad talent though. Right now, Twin Sprouts is the way to go if you want the most optimal damage. Root Network and Resilient Flourishing. Root Network truly takes the cake on this choice node. So you might notice that over on the left side of the tree, we are no longer taking Predatory Swiftness, and we're also not taking the Tiger's Fury talents that increase the damage output of your Tiger's Fury. The reason being is because in the War Within, there was some changes to Predator. Predator no longer resets whenever you kill a target that has a bleed. Convoke was an extremely powerful single target ability. It didn't really have much AoE utility. In the War Within, they changed it to focus your bites and focus your Feral Frenzies on a single target. Combination with Bloodseeker Vines and the Bursting Growth talent, right? The AoE damage. Now, when you proc a Bursting Growth, or you proc a Bloodseeker Vine, and you Convoke into that, all of your bites are going into that Bloodseeker Vines, which is incredible damage. It's Rampant Ferocity damage in AoE, and it's Bursting Growth damage in AoE. Convoke is now, if you leverage it with, and it kind of is AoE in Druid of the Claw as well, but if you leverage it in Wildstalker, it truly is powerful in single target, and it's powerful in AoE. Very good cooldown. 1 minute cooldown with the Ashamane's Guidance talent just below it. Bloodseeker Vines proc off of Rip, and it procs off of Rake. You get even more value out of your Primal Wrath because you're spreading your rips, and you get more value out of Double Clawed Rake because you're spreading your rakes. Circle of Life and Death and Apex Predator. Circle of Life and Death increases your tick rate on your bleeds, right? That you're getting way more Rampant Ferocities, and you guessed it, on top of it, Bursting Growth. That's something that Feral has kind of struggled on. You either have to choose single target focus or you have to choose pure AoE. Now we're getting a very good mix with Wildstalker. Alright, what do you need to do to master the Wildstalker playstyle? Bite as much as you can in Bloodseeker Vines. If you see a target that you're not currently looking at and it has Bloodseeker Vines and it's got a meaningful amount of health, right? Which means you're not going to just switch to it and deal, 10% damage of your bite into it, right? Bite it. Proc the Bursting Growths, proc the Rampant Ferocities, bite as many Bloodseeker Vines as you can. Convoking is very important because with Convoke, you get way more single target damage because the Ferocious Bites and the Feral Frenzies are going to hone in on the target you're looking at. Now, Bloodseeker Vine, you want to Convoke right then and there. Next, let's talk about the rotation. Essentially, you're going to open with your Rake, right, from Stealth, and also in Wildstalker, there's a passive talent that increases your crit damage on your openers from Stealth. So you're going to open with your Rake, then you're going to pop your Thrash, right, get your Thrash rolling on all the targets around you, pop a Brutal Slash, maybe 2 Brutal Slashes, right, because you want to get your combo points up. Then Tiger's Fury and Primal Wrath. Get those empowered rips up. You want to maintain your rips via Primal Wrath in an AoE situation, maintain your Thrashes, and maintain your Rakes as best as you can. Reaction times. When you see Bloodseeker Vines proc, when you see Apex Predator proc, you need to bite. When you see Bloodseeker Vines proc and you have Convoke off cooldown, you need to Convoke. And last but not least, what do you do if you're low energy? Because now Ferals don't have an infinite amount of energy. So the threshold essentially for Tiger's Fury is if you're below 50 energy. If you're around the 50 energy mark, if you're below 50 energy, get your Tiger's Fury up. Another trick, if you're low energy and you maybe don't have a Brutal Slash charge, right? Adaptive Swarm is a great thing to start keeping up whenever you get low on your energy because it'll allow you to pool your energy, and Adaptive Swarm doesn't cost any energy. So that's the perfect time to reapply it. As you're going through the dungeon, because of Unbridled Swarm, which is the 60% chance to split your Adaptive Swarms into 2, you're going to start seeing Adaptive Swarms on everybody in your team, and that's going to spread to enemies, and your dots are going to be doing 25% more damage to a lot of the enemies that you pull. Definitely worth keeping your Adaptive Swarms rolling. Keep your rips with your Primal Wraths, keep your Thrash, keep your Rakes going. Anytime you see Bloodseeker Vine or you see an Apex Predator proc, right, you either Convoke or you bite, okay? Now, getting into Wildstalker is a little bit challenging. Feral has always been kind of pre-planned and you don't really react to things. But now with Bloodseeker Vines, you do. You're gonna need to react with your Convokes and you need to react with your bites, right? So that you can really capitalize on the bursting growth damage. I recommend starting with Implant and Resilient Flourishing. Implant allows you to time your Bloodseeker Vines with your Tiger's Fury. Resilient Flourishing gives you a little bit more of a leeway for your reaction times because it's extending the duration of your Bloodseeker Vines. If you kill the target that you're on, maybe you're in lower dungeons, you might not be in M10s or M15s, right? You might be in M2s, M3s, M4s. Targets are going to die much faster. Resilient Flourishing gets a little bit more value in the lower dungeons than it does in the higher dungeons. Then, once you've kind of got that down, you can kind of move over into Twin Sprouts. You can move over into Root Network, and that's truly going to optimize your damage. Once you've got it down to where you can react to Bloodseeker Vines, you have a feel for Wildstalker, and you've got a feel for your reaction times on those, then you can truly optimize by switching over to Twin Sprouts, switching over to Root Network. These are great choice nodes, and honestly, I think Blizzard did great with these 2 choice nodes in particular. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I do stream on Twitch. You can find me at twitch.tv/Faramar. If you're looking for a friendly community, if you're looking for a non-toxic community, and you want to just come and chat, you want to come and just hang out, you are more than welcome. If you're wanting to come and ask questions about Feral Druid, more than welcome. We are a community that truly wants to see fellow Ferals succeed. So if you want to be a part of that, you are more than welcome. Thank you guys for watching my video. And if you wouldn't mind dropping a like, maybe a subscribe to the YouTube channel, I would appreciate it. Thank you guys so much, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace.